Your home for local sports scores, news, and interviews. 980 AM KDSJ.
And time once again here on KDSJ to talk about the Belle Fourche boys soccer program, and their head coach, Anthony Carbajal, joins us. Thanks a lot, Coach, for the time here on KDSJ.
Yeah, thank you, Cody.
And let's talk about the Belle Fourche Bronx season so far. A couple weeks in, you guys are still trying to get into the win column, but talk about how things have gone so far in the first 4 games.
Well, the first 4 games, we started out our first 2 playing some East River teams, and definitely a wake-up call. I think, the caliber of teams that we played were definitely up there. I think it was definitely the wake-up call that I think we needed at the beginning of the season. We then went on to play Sturgis, and typically, our games with Sturgis have always been a very, very competitive, very physical game, and I think the boys played their hearts out. It was a real close game. I think it could have went either way. We've got a really shallow bench. We don't have a lot of experience as far as substitutions go, and that can be challenging. Sturgis game, we lost one of our players right off the bat, and then part of the way through we lost one of our other ones, which really hurts the team as far as being competitive. But they played well. I believe it was 3-4, and then we went on to play St. Thomas More. Again, I think it was a pretty good game. We ended up losing, or had 3 of our key varsity players injured, and 2 of them only being able to play at about 50%. And once that happened, it really went downhill for us. So we've been struggling on nursing some injuries and trying to get back to a full competitive level that we know we can be. But it's been a challenging first start.
Okay, and once again, speaking with Anthony Carbajal, the head coach of the Belle Fourche boys soccer team. Now, after having about a week off, what have you been working on in the last week? That's probably pretty nice to get a week in, just practice sessions and kind of break down everything.
It has. We've really gone back to focusing on being able to move the ball and keeping a positive attitude, keeping a mental game. It never fails, once we get a couple of scores down or a couple of shots down, that they kind of lose their mental game, and they go back to chasing the ball rather than playing a cooler game and moving the ball the way they know how, and rather than just chasing it and exerting unnecessary energy, just trying to move around the field. And so we really focused on our passes, moving the ball, and finding that open space and really utilizing the whole field. And again, we had a couple of players that were nursing injuries all week, so hopefully we'll have a full team tomorrow when we play Spearfish.
And once again, Spearfish on Tuesday night, and then you also host St. Thomas More again on Saturday. So a couple games this week on your home turf.
Yes, that's always a plus for us, and definitely looking forward to playing St. Thomas More again. That was a good game.
And along the way so far, let's mention maybe a couple guys that have stood out. Open your eyes on how good they are this year.
As far as guys that have stepped up and really come a long ways, I would say that Ryan Mum, I believe he's a freshman, has really come a long ways. Even from last year, the year before. His brother Brandon Mum, I believe he's a junior. He took 2 years off from an injury. Slow start, but boy, he's really come out of the box and doing well. Cody McConville's been, as we expected, but he's fighting a couple injuries right now, but he's still strong. He still goes out there and gives it his all. Kendall Schreier's one of our JV members that we've had to bring up, and maybe small, but boy, he's got a lot of heart and is really holding his own. So we've got a couple good ones and a couple that we look forward to the next coming years of really giving a lot to the team.
And once again, the Belle Fourche Bronx boys soccer team will be in action Tuesday night as you host Spearfish on Tuesday night, and then on Saturday afternoon, you'll be hosting the St. Thomas More Cavaliers. As once again, we get caught up with Anthony Carbajal, the head coach of the Belle Fourche boys soccer team. Thanks a lot, Coach, for the time.
Thank you.
The best local sports coverage in the Northern Black Hills. 980 AM KDSJ.